I think we're ready to get started. Early one morning, a young boy stood at a trailhead. Before him rose a mighty mountain, which seemed all the mightier when compared with his smallness. The trail led to the mountain and then up it to incredible heights before vanishing into the clouds. On this trail, the boy could see other boys and young men, some who turned and beckoned him to follow. The boy began to climb, refusing perhaps to believe that he could ever reach the top. At first, the trail rose gently, and the boy had many companions. But soon he began to sweat and breathe heavily, and many of his companions turned away, and still the boy climbed. At times, he climbed quickly, at times he climbed slowly. At times he had to go down a little way to find another path, or stop to catch his breath. But still he climbed. The trail became steeper, the air thinner, but the climber scarcely noticed, for he had along the way become stronger of body and hardier of spirit, and still he climbed. And finally, in the cool peace of evening time, he stood alone at the top of the world and looked around him. To the left, he saw a fiery golden sunset. To the right, he saw a diamond-studded, silky black night sky. Behind him, he saw the trail that he had followed and the hikers who had followed him in his footsteps. In front of him, he saw another mountain, and another, and another, and a whole procession of mountains marching off into the horizon. But the young man, for now he was a man, knew that none of these mountains were insurmountable, that all could and would be climbed, for he had learned many skills in the climbing of the first mountain, and he would carry those skills with him long after this mountain was forgotten. And besides, he could begin climbing the next mountain tomorrow. Tonight, he would rest and celebrate and ponder the journey that he had completed. And so tonight, we pause to rest, or this afternoon, we pause to rest and honor these fine young men, Eagle Scout Ben and Abe Kempner, as they stand at the top of the world and look around. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jason Eldridge. I'm the committee chair and adult leader with Troop 193. Before I was with the troop, I was Abe and Ben's den leader with the Cub Scout pack. That was around 12 years of scouting with Abe and Ben. If the numbers of pictures in my photo rolls are any indication, I'd say we are as close to or nearly family. By pure number, you know, I have more pictures each of Adam, Abe, and Ben than I do my in-laws and even my own sister. While the Cub Scout years may be a distant memory, they were a prelude to the Eagle Scout story, and so I thought I'd offer a quick reminder of some of the things that they accomplished in those 5 years. Overnights at Normandy Farm, USS Salem, Museum of Science, overnight at Chickatawbut Hill, Mystic Aquarium, and even overnight in the ICC gym. There was at least 15 parades between the Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and the Holiday Festival. Over 20 hikes, probably a few more, over 60 miles of hiking. They built 2 Cub mobiles in their time with the Cub Scouts. They built 2 chuck wagons. They attended numerous chuck wagons. They did 5 Pinewood Derbies. They had at least 4 rain gutter regattas, lots of popcorn sold, 5 blue and golds, and 1 crossover to Boy Scouts. So not too bad, guys. Really excellent. As Cub Scouts, Abe and Ben were high energy scouts for sure. Maybe a little too high energy for the echoing halls of Oak Samuth Hall. Abe was probably his most still when he would perch in the front of the room. There was a large floor grate at Oak Samuth Hall, and when the heat would go on, it would blast all the heat, and he would sit there and kind of perch like there, squatted down, just gathering his heat. But the energy was also what made them some of our best showmen. Never afraid to get up in front of the group to perform, goofballing at Easton Cable Access or during a skit in front of the pack. Then they moved over to Boy Scouts, and a bit of that showmanship carried forward for sure. I remember a killer rendition of Baby Shark at Squanto, I think it was Squanto, and plenty of performances around the fire ring. But there were lots of things to learn in Boy Scouts. Some of the best lessons learned in scouting are the results of challenges, mistakes, and even failures. It's one of the things the scouts learn, and it's one of the things the adults that participate in the program learn. For instance, one year, You guys attempted to climb Mount Monadnock in the winter. But because of the ice and our admitted lack of equipment, we ended up slipping and crawling up the mountain. We didn't make it to the top that year because we ran out of time. But the following year, much like the story that we were talking about earlier, you made it to the top. The right gear and preparations made all the difference. There's lots of examples of those types of trips that we've had with the troop. The mud at West Point, the hurricane of Nantucket, the winds of Washburn Island, and the egg yolk in chocolate cake. Yeah, one of Ben's most famous culinary creations was a Dutch oven chocolate cake whose egg yolk survived the mixing to remain fully whole in the center of the cooked cake. A little golden surprise. I think Ben ate the yolk, then regretted eating the yolk. Oh well. We all learn a little bit on each of these trips, whether it's to remember to bring microspikes for an ice-covered mountain, or that an egg yolk cooked in a chocolate cake does not taste like chocolate or cake. We all learn to adjust and get better. This is the path of the Eagle Scout. Ben, you've always struck me as a scout guided by a desire to do the right thing and to be helpful whenever you can. Abe, I've known you to be extremely creative and often enterprising. To both of you, I'm proud and excited to be here right now with the honor of participating in this ceremony. At this time, Senior Patrol Leader Cole Bulger, would you please come forward to lead us in the opening presentation of the troop?
Would the honor guards please escort the candidates forward? Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Please be seated.
Will Rabbi Ken Carr come up for the opening blessing?
Our God and God of our ancestors, this is a day of celebration and accomplishment. Abe and Ben have walked down the path and navigated the trail that bring them to this Eagle Court of Honor. We are grateful, O God, for the sense of commitment that they have demonstrated. We are proud that they took seriously the responsibilities and obligations of a scout, weaving the values of the scout movement into the rich fabric of their lives. We are mindful of the strength and effort it requires for a young person to arrive at this special moment. Bless, O God, their parents, whose love nurtured, encouraged, and supported them on their trail to Eagle. May they be privileged to rejoice in all their accomplishments yet to come. Bless also those dedicated and intrepid leaders who worked with them, teaching them, molding their character, contributing to the values they reflect both as scouts and as people. We pray, O God, that Ben and Abe will recognize the responsibility soon to be placed on their shoulders, that as Eagle Scouts, they join the company of men who have, by word, deed, and action, upheld a way of life and an approach to living that reflects the best in our nation. May they serve as role models for their troopmates, and may their lives reflect the values of the Scout Law, the Scout Oath, and the traditions of our Jewish faith. Amen.
When When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there is something that begins to glow within him, something we call the spirit of scouting. This single lit candle before you represents that spirit, because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and law. It becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may seem feeble, but when multiplied by the more than 3.5 million scouts around the world, it is powerful indeed. The red candles represent the ranks of scouting. Will all current scout ranks please rise? Will all current tenderfoot scouts please rise? Will all current second-class scouts please rise? Will all current first-class scouts please rise? Will all current star scouts please rise? Will all current life scouts please rise? And finally, will all current Eagle Scouts please rise? You may be seated. After a boy enters scouting, the scout law that he promises to obey begins to guide his life. This light is then passed from scout to scout, one by one, using the flame from the spirit of scouting. We shall light the symbols for each part of the scout law to represent the great passing of that light. A great American, John Wayne, passed away many years ago. One of his last public appearances was at a dinner. Many people do not realize that Mr. Wayne was also a Boy Scout. At this dinner, Wayne recited the Scout Law. Then he did something unusual. He said the 12 points of the Scout Law are nice words. Trouble is, he continued, we learn them so young we sometimes don't get all the understanding that goes with them. I take care of that in my family. As a boy reaches scout age, I make sure he learns the Scout Law. Then I break it down for him with a few things I have picked up in the more than half a century since I learned it. Then Wayne proceeded to explain the importance of the Scout Law, breaking it down for the guests at the dinner, much like he would have for his own grandson. Using John Wayne's words, we also would like to explain its significance. Will the selected scouts please come up and recite the points?
A scout is trustworthy, the badge of honesty. Having it lets you look at any man in the eye. Lacking it, he won't look back. Keep this one at the top of your list.
A scout is loyal. The very word is life itself, for without loyalty, we have no love of person or country.
A scout is helpful, part sharing, part caring. By helping each other, we help ourselves, not to mention mankind. Be always full of help, the dying man's last words.
Scout is friendly. Brotherhood is part of that word. You can take it in a lot of directions and do, but make sure and start with brotherhood.
Scout is courteous. Allow each person his human dignity, which means a lot more than saying yes ma'am and thank you sir. It reflects an attitude that later in life you wish you had honored more earlier in life. Save yourself that problem, do it now.
A scout is kind. This one word would stop wars and erase hatred. But it's like your bicycle, it's no good unless you get out and do it.
A scout is obedient. Obedience starts at home. Practice it in your family. Enlarge it in your friends. Share it with humanity.
Scout is cheerful. Anyone can put on a happy face when the going is good. The secret is to wear it as a mask for your problems. It might surprise you how many others do the same thing.
Scout is thrifty. Thrifty means a lot more than putting pennies away, and it is the opposite of cheap. Common sense covers it just about as well as anything.
A scout is brave. You don't have to fight to be brave. Millions of good, fine, decent folks show more bravery than the heavyweight champs just by getting out of bed every morning, going out to do a good day's work, and living the best life. They know how, against the law of odds, Keep the word handy every day of your life.
A scout is clean. Soap and water help a lot on the outside, but it is the inside that counts, and don't ever forget that.
A scout is reverent. Believe in anything that you want to believe in, but keep God at the top of it. With Him, life can be beautiful, a beautiful experience. Without Him, you are just bidding time.
At this time, will the honor guard please escort Mr. and Mrs. Kempner to the front?
The other Mrs. and Mrs. Kempner. That's the OG right there. Oh, thank you, sir.
And I'd like to call up Mr. Tim McGrath, please.
Each scout takes an oath that represents what he will strive to be each and every day. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the scout law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to help other people at all times. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
At this time, I'd like to call up Chris Patrick.
On behalf of Troop 193, it is my pleasure to declare that this National Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Aben Ben Kempner to be officially open. The Eagle Scout Award, it's scouting's highest rank and among its most familiar icons. Men who have earned it count it among their most treasured possessions. Those who miss it by a whisker remember exactly which requirement they didn't complete. Americans from all walks of life know that being an Eagle Scout is a great honor, even if they don't know just what the badge means.
At this time, could we have Bob Peoples come up?
Of any 100 boys who become scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in their first year. But of those 30, they will get something out of the program. Of the 100, only rarely will one ever appear before a juvenile court judge. 12 of the 100 will be from families that belong to a religious organization. Through scouting, these 12 and many of their families will be brought into contact with one another and will continue to be active in scouting all their lives. 6 of the 100 will become religious leaders. Each of the 100 will learn something from scouting. Almost all will develop hobbies that will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Approximately 1/2 will serve in the military and in varying degrees profit from their scout training. At least one will use it to save another person's life, and many will credit it with saving their own. Two of the 100 will reach Eagle Scout, and at least one will later say he valued his Eagle badge above his college degree. Many will find their future vocation through merit badge work and scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will later become scout leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys and girls now. We have changed with the times. Only 1 in 4 boys in America will become a scout, But it's interesting to know that of the leaders in this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 out of 4 were Scouts. Tonight, we honor 2 Scouts in the 100. We celebrate the things they have done in their scouting careers and can only imagine what they will do in the future. Thank you.
Could I please have the current troop master of 193, John Rastusha, come up?
Getting a scout through the path to Eagle is a team and family effort. At this time, we would like the Eagle Scouts in the audience and the women who hold the equivalent rank of the Gold Award and Girl Scouts to stand, state your name, the date your rank was achieved, the location and unit number, and your relation to Abe and Ben. Start over here and work our way around.
Adam Kempner, their dad, 1990 through 516, Stoughton. Chris Patrick, 1987, Orleans, Cape Cod, Troop 72, and I've known Dave and Ben through Cub Scouting. He's 14.
Anyone else?
I'm Bob Rothwell, Troop 516, Stoughton. I led Eagle Scout in 1991. Most of the scouts with Ben and Abe's father, Ed. Tim McGrath, 88 Stoughton, 2013. I've been assistant scout now for 4 years. Anthony Calisi, Troop 193, Easton, this troop. I've known Ben and Abe since Cub Scouts. We were in the same pack and then together. And my Eagle Sergeant was Commander Early Cross Charge. Lloyd Eldridge, got my Eagle Scout in 2022, Troop 183, and I've been with Nick and Anthony from the start. Pat Arnold, 193, Troop 5-2021. Dave Baker, 1954, Troop 9-4.
Peter Fletcher, Troop 516, 1989, I think I have my year. Troop 516, this gentleman here was my former son.
I'll go last. John Rastusha. I eagled in 1994 out of Troop 95 in Sharon. We also have Abe and Ben's grandfather's Eagle Scout badge and awards that you can see in the back of the room at the end of the ceremony. Norman Glickman spent a lifetime volunteering with both the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Clearly, Abe and Ben have had a great deal of inspiration and support from his family and community.
There are none more qualified to explain the responsibilities of an Eagle to our candidates than their own family's Eagle Scouts. At this time, would Abe and Ben's grandfather, Ed Kempner, please come up?
Good afternoon, everybody. The first responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor, which to an Eagle is sacred. Honor is the foundation of character. Character is what a man really is down inside, not what someone may think they are. An Eagle will live so as to reflect credit upon their home, their place of worship, their school, their friends, upon scouting, and upon themselves. May the white of your Eagle badge always remind you to live in honor.
Thank you. Would Abe and Ben's uncle, Jeffrey Kempner, please come up?
The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. Without loyalty, all character lacks direction. An Eagle is loyal to their ideals. May the blue of your Eagle badge always remind you to be loyal. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is courage. Courage gives all character force and strength. Trusting in God and with the faith in his fellow man, the Eagle faces each day unafraid and seeks their share of the world's work to do. May the red of your Eagle badge always remind you of courage.
Thank you. Would Abe and Ben's dad, Cub Master, and Scout Master, Abe Kempner, please come up?
The final obligation of an Eagle Scout is service. They extend a helping hand to those who toil up the scouting trail they have completed, just as others have helped them in their achievement of the Eagle rank. The habit of the daily good turn must take a new meaning and blossom forth into a life of service. The Eagles protects and defends the weak and the helpless. They aid in the comfort of the oppressed and the unfortunate. They uphold the rights of others while defending their own. Their code of honor is based upon belief that real leadership must be founded upon real service.
Thanks, Adam, and thanks for everything that you've done. At this time, could I call up Chris Patrick?
Abe and Ben, please come forward. Stand facing the audience. Are you ready and willing to accept these responsibilities and to adopt the Eagle Pledge?
Yes.
So before we repeat this, the Eagle Pledge, I'd like all Eagle Scouts in attendance to come join us on the stage, and we will all recite it together. You can just form a semicircle here and face the audience. You can fall right in. Perfect. Excellent. Abe and Ben, today you join an elite group of individuals. Everybody please raise your hand in the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example. And make my rank and influence strongly count. For better scouting. And for better citizenship troop, in my community, and in my contact with other people, regardless of race, color, or creed. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout Brotherhood holding ever before you, without reservation, the ideals of honor and service. By repeating of the Eagle Scout pledge before your fellow members, you have become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you used just now are similar to those by which you joined scouting, today they mean much more than they ever could have meant at that time, or any time in the past. When you pledged yourself on your sacred honor, using the same words which you found at the end of the Declaration of Independence, you sealed your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. You all may be seated. Thank you.
Hey, Ben, Adam, and Teresa, why don't you stand up? Through all of history, the eagle has been the symbol of man's best. Now the eagle is the symbol of scouting's best. In a moment, the award of Eagle Scout will be conferred upon you. However, I'm sure you will agree that some special persons should be accorded the privilege of standing with you in some measure, sharing these high honors. Since the parents of these scouts have been so instrumental in their attaining the Eagle rank, I ask that they come to the platform, which I already asked. I'm ahead of the game. It is with distinct honor and pleasure that I present you with the Eagle Scout Award. So, Chris. Give the pin to Teresa.
She'll be quicker on the second one.
Try this one first. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness from the mother of these Eagle Scouts, which has led us to this night. As the symbol of what this mother has made possible, the court now asks Abe and Ben to present to their mother a miniature eagle pin. Teresa, at this time, we ask that you present the eagle neckerchief and bolos to your sons. Your father has stood by you over the years and has offered encouragement and assistance. As the symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award, the court now asks that you present him a miniature eagle tie tack. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the National Council of the Scouting BSA, I hereby award the rank of Eagle Scout to you both. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest Eagle Scouts of Troop 193, Abe and Ben Kempner. You can go sit down. I'd like to call up John Rastusha to introduce our guest speakers.
We're very fortunate to have quite a handful of dignitaries here today. First, I'd like to call up Senator Walter Timilty.
Good afternoon. First of all, Rabbi, thank you very much for hosting us here in your beautiful synagogue. It's our privilege to be here today. Of course, this is Senator Mike Brady as well. I know Representative Carol Doherty is here. And we are here, obviously, to honor our newest Eagle Scouts from this illustrious troop, by the way, and congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you. If you please, gentlemen, could come join us up here. Thank you. Now, Troop 193 is a fantastic troop. We've had the privilege of seeing it over the years, the great works. And I would say that Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts all across America are some of our finest citizens. Scouts do wonderful things for our communities, led by our Scout leaders and, of course, our Scout parents. And Eagle Scout parents and Eagle Scout grandparents are a very elite club, so congratulations to our new Eagle Scout parents and grandparents. And we want to thank you, each and every one of you, Abe and Ben, for what you've done. And this is a beginning, it's not an ending. We know there'll be great things down the road for not just the great town of Easton, but the whole region. So we thank you. We're very impressed by your Scout projects. Senator Brady and I offered these citations in the Massachusetts State Senate this week, honoring you for your great works. So you're now recorded in the clerk's office in perpetuity for you attaining the highest rank of Scouting. So if I may, I'm going to read this first for Abe. So Abe, if you can step forward for a moment. And it states, Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Senate official citation. Be it known that the Massachusetts State Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Abram Kempner in recognition of your outstanding achievement in attaining the highest rank in Scouting, the rank of Eagle Scout. And be it further known, Abe, that the Massachusetts State Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the State Senate and attested to and a copy thereof transmitted by our clerk, Abe. It's been signed by our Senate President, Karen E. Spilka, attested to by our clerk, Mike Hurley, and offered by two very proud state senators, Walter F. Timilty and Mike Brady. Congratulations, Abe. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Timilty, and I'm honored to be here as well, and thank you, Rabbi, for hosting this, and to all the Eagle Scouts out there, I congratulate you all. I had the honor and privilege of serving in the Boy Scouts of America many years ago when I was a lot thinner and less gray hairs, but I have to confess I did not make the attainment of Eagle Scouts, so I congratulate you all for all your commitment. But I do have very fond memories of camping and learning a lot of
endeavors. So this is to Benjamin. This is in recognition of your outstanding achievement in retaining the highest rank in Scouting Eagle Scout. As colleague Senator Timothy mentioned, this is signed by President Karen Spilka, the clerk Michael Hurley, Senator Walter Timothy, myself, Mike Brady, and I congratulate you as well. Yeah, why don't you Eagle Scouts get in the middle and send that to Timothy and myself and the family too.
Eagle Scout grandparents too.
Yes.
Well, we can come down.
Come on.
I'd now like to call up State Representative Carol Doherty.
Thank you very much. It's such an honor for me to be here to join this proud family and all of the friends of these young men to induct them into the Eagle Scouts. My dad was a scout leader. We grew up in Fall River, and he was the scout leader of Troop 19D, Boy Scouts, and I became an honorary member of Troop 19D. I really think that over all of the years, my father wished he had a boy and not a girl, and so I became an honorary Boy Scout. But I noticed in this morning's Boston Globe, right on the front page, and it's probably true historically, that more and more young women are becoming Eagle Scouts. In this case, it was a young woman from Townsend who was honored by becoming an Eagle Scout. So we as women are joining this marvelous ranks of men over the years as Eagle Scouts, providing support and honor to our communities. So I have brought a citation from the House of Representatives for both of these young men. So if you would come forward, that would be wonderful. So let's say you're Benjamin. Yes. Oh, I got that. So this is the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Benjamin Kempner in recognition of your extraordinary achievement in earning the rank of Eagle Scout, Scouting's highest honor, and your continued commitment to the ideals set forth in the Scout Oath and in the Scout Law. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all of your endeavors. This citation is signed by the Speaker of the House, Ronald Mariano, and will be signed by State Representative Carol Doherty when she remembers to sign it. So I'll get you before I go. So there you are. Thank you. And the citation for Abram reads the same, so I'm not going to read it again, but indeed, this is in recognition of your extraordinary achievement in earning the rank of Eagle Scout, Scouting's highest honor, and your continued commitment to the ideals set forth in the Scout Oath and Law. Again, signed by the Speaker of the House, Ron Mariano, and myself, Carol Doherty, when I get a blue pen. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'd now like to call up Easton Select Board Member Jennifer Stacy.
afternoon. It's such an honor to be here. Like others, I have Eagle Scout ties in my family. My husband's an Eagle Scout. And when he reflects back on the things he's accomplished in his life, it's really awesome and amazing to hear him say that one of the things he's most proud of as an adult still is his experience as an Eagle Scout and what he accomplished. So congratulations for a tremendous achievement. I'm going to read some congratulatory letters on behalf of the Select Board for Abram, and Benjamin. So first, dear Abram, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. This accomplishment is a testament to your commitment and leadership skills and places you among a distinguished group of future leaders. Becoming an Eagle Scout is an outstanding accomplishment that serves as an example of excellence and a source of pride for your community. For years, people in town have been wondering how to create a digitized historical walking tour of Easton. Your work in creating a tool complete with QR codes, stickers, pictures, and audio have made that dream a reality. This app not only shares the amazing history of our beautiful town, but also helps support small businesses as they benefit from people that come to explore the historical buildings and open spaces. Your Eagle Scout Service project provides a valuable mark that will be long remembered. On behalf of the entire Easton Select Board, we congratulate you and wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. And this is signed by Chair Doherty Fulgenetti, Vice Chair Craig Barger, Mark Lamb, Jamie Stebbins, and myself, Jennifer Stacy. Congratulations. Benjamin, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. This is an outstanding accomplishment and demonstrates the skills and dedication you have learned during your scouting journey. You are part of a distinguished group of future leaders. Becoming an Eagle Scout is an outstanding accomplishment that showcases your leadership among your peers and the community. You recognized the need for an outdoor workout park and went right to work building an incredible fitness area adjacent to the football fields. My kids absolutely love that, by the way. Athletes now have an opportunity to work out and stretch before games, and other people in town can take advantage of this innovative workout area. Your Eagle Scout Service project will be remembered and enjoyed by the community for many years. On behalf of the entire Easton Select Board, we congratulate you and wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. And again, it's signed by Doherty Fulgenetti, Craig Barger, Mark Lamb, Jamie Stebbins, and myself. Congratulations. Thank you.
May we now have Rabbi Ken Carr join us?
When Senators Timothy and Brady began their remarks, they thanked me for hosting this auspicious occasion. The truth is, and I appreciate that, but the truth is that this congregation and this community would not exist at all without the dedicated devotion of our lay leadership, our congregation members who give so much of themselves to building this community. And one name that is all over that list is the Kempner name. And it is, of course, Adam and Teresa who give so much of themselves to this congregation, but it is not only them. They have raised their boys with that same sense of devotion and dedication. So when I see so much in the ceremony about the life of service of scouting, I have been a first-hand witness. We all in this congregation have been a first-hand witness to Abram and Benjamin enacting, realizing that oath and that dedication to service and that life. So, with that in particular, and my own personal joy in being here, having gotten to know them over these 6 years that I've been here, it's a real pleasure to present these citations on behalf of the Northeast Region of the Jewish Committee on Scouting. The Northeast Region Jewish Committee on Scouting extends a heartfelt mazel tov to Benjamin Ray Kempner on his achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The Northeast Region Jewish Community on Scouting extends a heartfelt mazel tov to Abram Joseph Kempner on his achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. And was there a second one of yours also? Sorry, I didn't realize there were two together. So, all right. So this one says, Congratulations, Abram Joseph Kempner from the National Jewish Committee on Scouting for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. In witness thereof, this certificate is hereby issued and signed on this 22nd day of May 2022, and Ben says the same.
I'd now like to ask Athletic Director Bill Matthews to come forward.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I will admit a little bit of misunderstanding on my part. When Mr. Kempner invited me to come and present a citation, my understanding was I was to be given a citation to hand and read to these young gentlemen. So I apologize for that misunderstanding. I certainly want to congratulate Abe and Ben on this amazing achievement and this honor. I do have kind of a special connection to Ben's project. It's the fitness path, the fitness equipment that was installed there as his major project for Eagle Scouts. And it was quite a process when he first approached me and said he wanted to install fitness equipment. I thought that treadmills on the fitness path really didn't make much sense. And then he explained to me what his concept was, which was to actually have standing equipment that was like push-up, sit-up, dips, if anybody knows what those are, to install a really sturdy pieces of equipment out on the fitness path so that people that were enjoying that could extend what it is that they were doing there. So he sold me on the concept, but that was just the beginning. We had to go through the process of working together on a plan. What's the equipment? What would be appropriate for it? We had to pick out a location. All of that we worked through together, and ultimately then going to the school committee to get their approval, because everything that goes on school property has to be approved by them. So we got that piece done, and then the equipment was selected and installed, and it's been an amazing addition to our fitness path. It's used, it's appreciated, and I just can't thank you enough for that, Ben. That's been a great addition. Thank you so much. So thank you for having me here, and once again, gentlemen, congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to invite up Curator of Eastern Historical Society and Museum, Frank Menino.
Thank you. Ben, congratulations on your award. Abram, if you wouldn't mind embarrassing with me here a little bit. One of the great pleasures the Historical Society has is to encourage and support our young people. We feel very strongly about that. We've been able to work with Scouts over the years on a variety of things. You are absolutely the cream of the crop. In the middle of a pandemic, you're such a bright presence to work with, very creative. And a little bit of history here, he gave us our first ever app. So you've been enshrined in the Historical Society. But did a great project, got us in the digital world. You're a pleasure to work with, and I'm very, very proud of you for attaining Eagle Scout. So on behalf of the officers, directors, and the entirety of the membership of the Eastern Historical Society, congratulations. I'm pleased to present you with this for work in creating a digital tour of historic Eastern Massachusetts to enrich our community and the world around us.
All right, but that's not all. Dave and Ben, if you guys could come up, we have a presentation of some gifts from the troop. So you are familiar with some of the traditions that we have, but for those in the audience, these boxes up here, one for both Abe and Ben, to keep a lot of the memorabilia and things that you'll be able to enjoy. The tables that are set up out back, in the back, with a lot of things and mementos of their accomplishments and activities over the years. In addition to that, their Eagle rank and knot badges. You guys can put them right, if you want to come over on this side, you can put them right on your box.
This is on, I guess.
And then for your Scout ID card, your shoulder patch. This is a new Eagle Scout Mayflower shoulder patch. Sticker for your car. Similar. Oh, that's right. I heard you were a little anxious to get that on. That's fantastic. So there is your Eagle Scout ID card and sticker for your car. So we have certificates here getting you inducted into the National Eagle Scout Association. So this is valid through 2027. And then your certificate for the recognition of achievement and completing all of the requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout. And then lastly, these flags. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of the Honorable Jake Conkless, Member of Congress. This flag was flown in honor of Benjamin Ray Kempner for earning his Eagle Scout rank on November 6th, 2021. And similarly, this is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of Honorable Jake Conkless, Member of Congress. This flag was flown in honor of Abram Joseph Kempner for earning his Eagle Scout rank on November 6th, 2021. Good, thank you, gentlemen. And lastly, I'd like to call up Adam Kempner for a presentation and parent speech.
So we'll start with the easy stuff. So, as Cub Master and Weeblo's leader with Jason, cat's out of the bag because Anthony already got his, so you'll see him, but if you want to lift one up. I had these custom made for all the kids that are going to make it. Brad's almost there, right? So it's it says once an eagle, always an eagle, and there's an eagle pin that's embedded in there. And that's my present to you two and the rest of the Weeblos that are on their way. So that's the last of your presents, I think. All right, now my parent speech. That's not it. Too many pockets. As Mr. Eldridge spoke of the young boy being on the trailhead, I so vividly remember your boy's first trip. It was a hiking trip to Bish Bash Falls. Me and Mr. Peoples over here, I didn't know him very well. I'm like, I don't know what we were getting ourselves into, because we're a bunch of little kids in the middle of the woods. Both your packs were like 40, 50 pounds, and the only problem is you were like 70, 80 pounds. You may have struggled, but you pushed forward. From there, you fast forward to hiking the Marapads with Mr. Eldridge and your other scouts for a 20-miler that turned into a 22, because you might have got lost for a while and we kind of let you get lost. I was and still am proud of your determination. From there, you hiked the Appalachian Trail, met some through hikers, which was very interesting. Scary at times. Me and Jason took turns staying awake. I know being the Cub Master and the Scoutmaster's son was not always easy, but you rose to the challenge in scouting.
Watching Abe and Ben being needed to be led to becoming leaders that they are today was amazing to watch play out. Abe, you are such a caring and thoughtful person. Ben, you've always thought of others before yourself, and it shows to your character. Not only do you join a National Eagle Fellowship, but you become our family's 4th generation of Eagle Scouts. In Scouts and in life, you make your mother and I very proud. Your Eagle Scouts projects show your love for your community that will be used for years to come. Completing your projects during a pandemic was no easy task, but you showed great leadership qualities to complete the task. Memorable trips for me to watch you both was the windy Washburn Island trip, the hurricane's gonna pass Nantucket bike trip, okay, Tony, now I'm gonna have to give you, we didn't end up in a hotel like the Khaleesi's, or in the back of a U-Haul sleeping as a tent like some other family might have. The Mount Greylock trip, the 2 winter trips to Mount Monadnock, summer camps, chasing down a canoe down Route 24, for people that know that. Not only did you both make lifelong friends, but scouting has also allowed me to make great friends because of this great troop family. Thank you all for helping me raise great leaders. This is just the beginning of great things to come.
Adam, again, thank you for your service to the troop. I think we've heard from the adults enough for the night. I think it's time we hear from Abe and Ben. You guys ready to come up and say a little to the crowd?
Okay. Hello. I'm happy to be accepting my Eagle Scout Award today alongside my brother. I've been in the Scouts program for several years, starting in Cub Scouts when I first moved to the town of Easton. In Scouts, I've had lots of enriching experiences and have met lots of people as well that I would consider great friends. I've been on lots of outings with my troop, and we always have fun, no matter how challenging the event may be. The skills I've learned in scouting through rank advancement and merit badges are important, and many of which I would not have learned outside of scouting. Some of my favorite memories in the scouting program have been at summer camp, which included scheduled merit badge classes, troop activities, and campfires. I held the troop position of outdoor ethics guide for multiple years, where I ensured our scouts did not litter and were protective of the environment. This position, in part, helped me further my interest in conservation and environmental science. My Eagle Scout project was installing a bench and exercise equipment near the sports field behind Oliver Ames High School. It took months of work and several compromises to finish, but I'm grateful to my fellow scouts, adult leaders, and family members who helped me through the process of fundraising, building, and installing my project. Thank you, everyone. There's one more thing. When I became a Boy Scout, crossing over from the Cub Scouts after earning my Arrow of Light, my father gave me this eagle feather and said to return this to him when I became an Eagle Scout. So today, I'd like to hand this back to you. I also have 5 mentor pins for people that helped me through my Eagle Scout process that I'd like to thank. So I'd like to call up my mother and my father for the first 2 Eagle Scout pins. My mom and dad have been very helpful through my entire scouting career, and I can't thank them enough for all the wonderful things they've done for me and the great experiences we've had throughout the years. So I'd like to give each of these pins to you.
Most hugs I got in one day.
For the next pin, I'd like to call up Mr. McGrath. Mr. McGrath was my Eagle Scout project advisor. He helped me through the process of starting my project, and he was very helpful. And I'd like to say thank you. Absolutely. And I'd like to give you a mentor pin for helping me with my project.
Thank you very much, Pat.
I'd like to call up Bill Matthews for the next mentor pin. Thank you so much for being the beneficiary representative for Oliver Ames High School, and I couldn't have gotten this project installed without your guidance and help, so I'd like to give you this mentor pin.
Thank you so much.
This last pin is for Ted Bolger, which yeah. Yeah.
He's not here.
Yeah, but cool. You and your father were very helpful for the completion of my Eagle Scout project. Your heavy-duty construction equipment. I don't think I would have been able to move all my things with my project to the project site without your help, and I'd like to thank you by giving this to you. You're welcome.
I did not forget my thing. Scouting has been an important part of my life for as long as I can remember. I remember putting on that orange neckerchief of the Tiger Scout, opening the door to this little adventure of mine. My mind drifts to collecting belt loops and sitting on the warm air heater in the hall where we met on cold winter days. At some point along the trail, I achieved my era of light and joined Boy Scouts. Looking back, I remember how I was a silly kid running around next to a bunch of high schoolers. As a Life Scout, I could see my face and all the new kids joining the troop doing the same. And it warms my heart. I wasn't alone in this journey. I walked this trail with so many friends, especially my brother. Along the way, I've experienced so much and have so many stories to tell that I could probably write a very heavy book. I'm never going to forget these stories, these people, and these values of scouting that I live by each day. I'd like to call up a few people that are an important part of my journey throughout scouting to give them the Eagle Scout mentor pin. First, I'd like to call up Frank Menino. Frank, if I remember correctly, was a part of my scouting journey very early on when we visited the Historical Society building in Cub Scouts for a Go See It. All these years later, we met again to work together on my Eagle project. Frank is such a friendly person to talk to, and he has taught me so much about the town. The project wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call up Mr. Eldridge. He was there early on in Cub Scouts, and I'd like to thank him for helping me become the troop web master
at scouting, chatting about techie stuff on hikes together. Mr. Eldridge is always someone I look forward to meeting at scouting events and meetings. Thank you for being there to guide me through my eco project and being there to answer all my questions. I would like to call up Mom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your efforts to make sure me and Ben's scouting experience was the best it could be have not gone unnoticed. Whether it be assisting with countless scouting events, or helping me find my raincoat 5 minutes before every camping trip expedition, or helping me get over the anxiety of writing emails. Thank you. I would like to call up Dad. You are my inspiration. When I say the Scout Law, my mind's eye sees you. Adam proves you can live life by the teachings of scouting and be the life of the party doing it. Thank you for introducing me to this program and all the dedication and time you've put in scouting for us, the troop, and the community. Thank you. I would like to call over Ben. You are my best friend. Every day in scouting, you are by my side. In every tent, every hike, every bike, every trail. When I was overwhelmed, you were there to talk, and I think scouting is the reason why we are so close today. Ben being there to talk about me and my Eagle project at any given moment really helped me feel comfortable working on a project at this scale, so with this kind of scope, so I thank you.
Could I call up Rabbi Ken Carr one last time for the closing and food blessing?
The story is told of a missionary who spent 2 years on a tiny island in the middle of the Pacific. When the time came for him to leave the island, he had to walk an entire day and night through the jungle to a small grass landing strip to meet a plane that would take him to the larger island, where he would then board a jet for home. As the missionary was getting into the small plane, out of the corner of his eye, he spotted a young boy running onto the grass airstrip, waving his hands and shouting. The boy, a villager with whom the missionary had lived those past 2 years, ran up to the plane and handed him a shell. On the inside of the shell was carved an exquisite replica of the village in full and exact detail. "Oh my," exclaimed the missionary, "this is breathtakingly beautiful. Thank you so much. I will cherish this forever." And then it dawned on the missionary. He said to the boy, "In order to get here in time, you must have run all night and most of the day." "That's right," said the boy. "I did run all night, but the journey is part of the gift." I have to say, as a rabbi, I'm struck by the appropriateness of reading these words at this particular moment in our Jewish calendar. Indulge me for just a second here. In the Jewish liturgical reading cycle, we are about to begin the reading of the fourth book of the Bible, the book of Numbers, as we call it in English, but in Hebrew, the name is Bamidbar, which means in the wilderness. And it's the book that tells the story of the Israelites' journey through the wilderness for these 40 years. It is a time of challenge and controversy, a time of rebellion and ultimately rededication. It is a time of great growth and maturity of the people that turns them into who they need to be to go into the promised land. And it is that difficult. It is that journey that is part of their gift of who they will become as the Jewish people. It's the journey that makes it. And so it is with us on this day. While we celebrate the outstanding achievement of Ben and Abe and their becoming an eagle today, we also acknowledge that the journey is part of the gift. On this day, which is so rich with the fruits of your diligence, we pray that you recognize that the trail to Eagle, this journey that has led you through the wilderness to this spot, is indeed a gift. We pray also that you recognize that the journey does not end here. Quite the contrary, your journey continues, but now you navigate as an eagle. May you know God's blessing and protection as you continue the journey, and may you be a blessing to those you encounter along the way and to those who journey with you. And we all say, Amen. All right, so now the blessing for food, the traditional blessing that we say as we're about to begin a meal, praises God as the creator, the one who brings bread out of the earth. But that's not how bread happens. Bread doesn't come out of the earth. Grain comes out of the earth, of course. And so when we thank God for bringing bread out of the earth, we also have in mind everybody who moved the grain from that state to the bread. We have the farmer, the miller, the baker. So many people are involved in God's action of bringing bread out of the earth. And it strikes me that that, too, is what we are doing today. As we recognize that Abe and Ben are now Eagle Scouts, we don't think that God just pulled these Eagle Scouts out of the earth. There were a lot of people who were involved in shaping them into the outstanding young men that they are. And so as we have celebrated them today, we also celebrate everybody who helped to shape them and turn them into these paragons for us. So we have them in mind. We have that gratitude in mind as we say the blessing for our food. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Praise are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who brings bread out of the earth.
Thank you, Rabbi. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our Eagle Court of Honor. Following our closing declaration, you are all invited to the reception to congratulate Troop 193's newest Eagle Scouts and their proud parents. I officially declare this Eagle Court of Honor closed. Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. Well done. Totally, really well done. You gotta get to work and figure out. Pens. Pins, pens. Pins, pens.
It can be like Bill's side, which is have.
Yes. Let's do that. Let's do it differently. I don't know how that's coordinated, honestly. Like, you need to. Actually, the